6:30 at Stanton Plaza in front of the Manchester Downtown Hotel. Thanks to our sponsors, TD Bank, AARP, New Hampshire Blacktop, Sealers, and the Manchester Downtown Hotel. Of course, produced by In Town Manchester. See you at the market.
Join me, Matt Connarton, weekdays, 4 to 6 p.m. live for a discussion about politics where we put aside labels like liberal and conservative and have a discussion about truth and what's really happening in the world.
The Shaskin Pub is happy to be a sponsor in WMNH. Our location is 909 Elm Street. The Shaskin Pub is open 7 days a week from 11:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. and offers the best food and drinks in downtown Manchester.
This hour on WMNH is proudly sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 171 Londonderry Turnpike in Hooksett. Serving all your employee benefits planning, design and administration, investment and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. They are available at 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
You are listening to WMNH-LP, Manchester's radio, broadcasting at 95.3 megahertz frequency modulation from the top of 1000 Elm Street. Our studios are located at 1045 Elm Street and licensed to Manchester Public Television Service in Manchester, New Hampshire, USA. Contact us by email at WMNH953@gmail.com or through our website at WMNHradio.org.
We believe that only American citizens should vote in American elections, which is why the time has come for voter ID, like everything else. Voter ID. You know, if you go out and you want to buy groceries, you need a picture on a card. You need ID. You go out and you want to buy anything, you need ID and you need your picture. In this country, the only time you don't need it, in many cases, is when you want to vote for a president, when you want to vote for a senator, when you want to vote for a governor or a congressman. It's crazy. It's crazy. The most popular person in the history of the Republican Party is Trump. Can you believe this? So I said, does that include Honest Abe Lincoln? You know, he was pretty good, right? I used to tell them all the time, the fake news, I'd say, I can be more presidential than any president in history, except for possibly Abe Lincoln with a big hat. I don't know if I can. Abe looked pretty presidential, right? What do you think? He's tough. He's tough. I admit it, Abe Lincoln is tough. But we love Abe Lincoln.
What I say is what I say.
You're not a nice person.
Auto sequence starts. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Matt Connarton Unleashed in the afternoon. We are live on WMNH on this rainy day.
Rain all day, Matt.
Downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Ugh, I could use some sunshine.
Hey, rain all day. Rain all day. Ain't no use in getting uptight.
I hate that
Just
song.
let it groove
It's about
its
rain.
own way.
Oh, my. It is, of course, we are on WMNH 95.3 FM, emanating from downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Yes, it's a good word.
Emanating. Just, yeah.
Streaming worldwide at WMNHradio.org.
Yeah.
You can find WMNH on the TuneIn app, so you can take us wherever you go. We're also on Channel 97 Comcast, if you're in the Manchester, New Hampshire area. And, of course, on the Matt Connarton Unleashed Facebook page. You can stream it there. Please, if you haven't done so already, give that a like. I already see, Nicey is in there. Hello, NASCAR Nicey in the Facebook live chat. Of course, you can also give us a call, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. And you can tweet me anytime, at Matt Connarton. It is Wednesday, August 1st, the year of our Lord, 2018. And John Hop, or who are you today? What's your identity today?
Well, if we're going to talk about Russia later in the program, I'll be John C. Hopwood. That was my professional name.
Oh, right. You have you've arranged for someone to call in to discuss Russia.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Robert Mueller? Will he be calling?
Maybe it's Mrs. Manafort.
Oh, right. Well, whoever it is, I hope they show their ID to someone before they call. You need an ID to do anything in this country. It's incredible.
Does anybody watching the TV broadcast this notice that Matt's not making any eye contact with me? And he's showing a lot of, John Barrymore type of profile. What's up, Matt?
I thought you were going to say microaggressions.
You said you would drive me home. My car's back in the shop.
Yes,
Is that what's triggering you?
Gladly give you a ride after the show.
The idea of a car back in the shop.
Well, that can be stressful. What's wrong with your car?
Particularly if you're like an Uber driver or a limo driver or something like that.
Oh.
I've never seen you shun me before when I came back via the Thirsty Moose, by the way, so I'm feeling no pain.
Oh.
Shout out to Jordan, the lovely bartender. Is it a bartenderess? I remember in California, in Northern California, we had Waitron put out for waitresses.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that because I don't read sci-fi, but sci-fi is always political issues were discussed in it.
We should remain gender neutral in these politically correct times.
What would they call her? A bartron?
Certainly can't say barmaid. That's sexist.
I can't say the lovely Jordan.
Lovely.
Did I say she? Or,
that indicates that you notice something about her appearance. Hashtag me too.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Interesting on the way here, I met one of the red Pleiadians, and look what they gave me.
What is it?
What color is it? What do you think that is?
It's kind of goldish.
Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Ooh, yeah.
Is it an intimacy toy, shall we say?
No, it's a probe.
Oh, right. So it is an intimacy toy.
Is that why you've been, you probably saw it in my hand and maybe some flashbacks to when you were abducted?
Well, I've been abducted 72 times, and after a while, it's a little painful to even sit down.
Seriously, is that true?
Yes.
My stepmother went through an abduction.
That's why I don't go into the woods anymore, because they only abduct people from the backwoods. That's why I don't hang out and wear with the Honorable Gary S. Hopper, because I got tired of being abducted and probed.
Is he a red Pleiadian? One of the aliens, the Nordic aliens? Because you always hear about the blue, because they want to bring.
Does he seem like a normal human to you?
Calumny, to use the word, onto what's associated with the socialistic, communistic, lesbian, pizza dealing Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did we get baby killing in there too?
I don't.
Or do we use sacrificing?
Sacrificing is a much nicer word.
Well, we started out the week with the idea of a foreskin, the prepuce being sacrificed.
You have to show an ID before you do that.
What's that from? Was that from the campaign?
No, that was from last night at a rally.
He's on dope
in Florida.
He's on dope.
Well, you know what?
He's on dope.
I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm going to very tepidly defend him just a tiny
but he's
bit.
On dope.
And say this. He was born rich. So there's an excellent chance that he never in his entire life has had to buy groceries.
Oh, some people say.
We have a call.
Some people have star-spangled eyes.
Welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed in the afternoon. Who's this?
More. It ain't me. Oh, hello.
I'm calling to comment on
the idiot that's with Matt
audio
Connarton.
clip that you played earlier.
Oh, the other idiot.
Oh, the audio, yes.
Thank God I'm off the cross for this one.
I feel like... Wait, is that a real clip that...
It doesn't sound like it, does
said?
it?
I'm sorry, what? Say that again?
She's asking, is
Was
it
that
real?
a real clip that the president said?
Yes, that the president said. That's a real clip. That's from a campaign rally last night in Florida.
Sounds like Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
What do you feel about that?
Well, I feel like if you live in the country and if you came into the country illegally when you were a child, you shouldn't need a photo ID for everything, because it doesn't really matter what religion or... I can't think of the word.
Creed or race or national origin?
Yeah, what race you are or where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
An American. Somebody that grew up in America is an American.
We are all still people. It doesn't really matter where we come from or what we did.
I agree.
Yeah, his mother...
We should all be treated the same.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump's mother came from Scotland. He's the son of an immigrant.
That...
It's okay. Take your time.
Relax. We're going to agree with you. Probably.
I know, I just can't think of things to say.
Well, stay on the line. Maybe... What do you think, Matt? What did you say? You said that.
Well, like I said, that was well said. You know, out of the mouth of babes, as my father would say. How old are you, caller?
I'm 12.
You're 12.
My.
Oh, very good, very good. Well, no, I like the way you think, and I agree with what you said. Did you have anything you wanted to add, or we can let you go?
I think that's it for now.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the call.
You're welcome.
Okay. Bye-bye. Well, that was nice. But, yes, the caller might have wondered if that was Alec Baldwin or someone. But, no, that was actually the president.
He's bombed out of his mind. He's on something. Remember when we were talking to Tom, who's in England? So he
Tom Massengale?
Yeah, and who was a naturopath and a homeopath. I went over there last year for help with PTSD. And he was talking, he might have talked on our 2 shows, that he thinks that he was on some type of amphetamine. I don't know if he used the term amphetamine or something to get him through the primary, because at his age,
Yeah.
now, I'm going to turn 59 and I can see what's happened physically, even though I look in the mirror and I'm only 39. Now I know what all the jokes were about.
Right.
Then I watch myself on my TV show and who's that old man? But this is a guy, all of a sudden he's using like this sing-song type of speech. You know, it's like Alec Baldwin. This guy is always, like I will say, he mimics a type of culture that arose in New York City in the 70s, which is when I first went to New York as an 8-year-old, 68. But, 70s, and I'd go down there, and Howard Stern, I remember him rising out of nothing and being very controversial because they was considered to be race baiting, and he'll write it. And Robin Quivers will talk about it in her book too, because he is a satire once again.
Right, of course.
But it was, and they were close friends, and he was never. I don't know. They said about John F. Kennedy, unless you were with him on a Friday and he couldn't eat meat, or you were with him with Mass, you'd think he was a WASP, a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, because he was brought up that way and with those elites. FDR and his father, Joe Kennedy, when Joe Kennedy was the ambassador to the United Kingdom, to England, and was a defeatist, and FDR and him fell out. But the sons knew each other, 2 types of aristocrats, and they were great friends, through their entire lives. But the thing is, there's a type of elite, which I don't think he, because of his father, who was a rather rough character, though a very rich man, ever went to, like, the right schools and was brought into the, the elite. One time in the 19th century, they called it the 400 or anything. in New York City, didn't have as much of the racism, let's say, of Boston. If you were Jewish and rich, a German Jew and rich, you could be part of the Mayflower Society, which, you know, David O. Selznick was, whose father was a producer, too. David O. Selznick was a famous producer, a Jewish-American producer of Gone with the Wind. But he was close friends with Jock Whitney, the Wasp. But he's not part of that, Trump. So he, like, absorbed this, like, type of variation of a street culture, which is ersatz, German word that entered our language in the 20s for, like, kind of fake or synthetic. But then it becomes its own thing. And, you know, here's a guy that he pretends he's just a regular guy. But this guy's ultra rich, you know?
Yeah.
But he's not part of that elite. Now, the Clintons rose into that elite, which had a negative effect by the time Hillary Clinton's running for president, because I felt she was disconnected in some ways. Thus, she loses the states of Pennsylvania, Michigan. She should never have lost Michigan and Wisconsin and the presidency. But this guy is like a performance artist.
Well,
but he's channeling something now. He's an old man, you know. I'm having my troubles with old age and physicality. But it's like listening to Alec Baldwin. Oh, you know, Alec Baldwin, a friend of mine who's been on this show, not Tom, who's from the IC, the intelligence community. He grew up with Alec Baldwin's brother. They were just shanty, you know, he said his father was a shanty Irishman from Long Island. They were just working class mix, you know. And he can perfectly do this guy.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's just strange. It's getting more bizarre. But we love it. It's like the Honorable Joel Elbert would say, oh, man, let's not think about baseball right now. Or LeBron James just signed with the Lakers. That was depressing.
Do you know these people looking in the door?
No.
They were kind of waving and, well, I don't know. All right, well, we're going to move on from that subject. I've.com, the Hit and Run blog. Our neighbors to the south of New Hampshire here, down in Massachusetts, apparently have accidentally banned horse racing. It says, unless lawmakers fix their mistake, hundreds of people could be out of a job. Legislators in Massachusetts forgot to pass a bill to keep horse racing legal, and hundreds of people could be out of work as a result. Last night was a tale of one for the state's lawmakers who worked into the early hours of the morning before the end of this year's formal legislative session. But they did not address the imminent expiration of a law that kept live and simulcast horse racing legal through July 31st. Bill H-4809, an emergency law that essentially extends the expiring legislation, had already passed both houses of the state legislature, but lawmakers went home without taking up needed procedural votes on the bill, the Associated Press reports. Horse racing is now technically banned in the state, and roughly 290 people employed in the industry could be out of work. Massachusetts
is born. Wait a minute. Has banned horse racing?
Accidentally, yes.
Accidentally?
Yeah. Quote, it looks like hundreds of people's jobs fell victim to the clock here. Our options seem pretty dire for now, unquote.
The payoff never arrived.
With the Massachusetts legislature adjourned for the year, the only short-term solution is for lawmakers to pass the bill during tomorrow's informal session.
Oh, well, they could do that.
Well, yeah, they're going to...
I was thinking about horse racing.
They're going to have to do something.
I was thinking about Santa Anita, my favorite track.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So we have some folks here in the studio. Hi, who are you?
Hi, my name is Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
How are you?
Good.
They were just upstairs on TV.
Oh, on...
Well, they can tell.
Doing what?
We were on Sandy Hicks' show, Inside Story.
Oh, okay. What were you talking about?
We were talking about the organization that I work for. I'm the executive director of ABLE, New Hampshire, Advocates Building Lasting Equality. We're New Hampshire's premier disability justice organization. We take no state, no federal funds. We are member-driven, and we provide the platform for individuals and families touched by disability to voice the concerns that they have and get justice and systems change.
I'm disabled. I'm a disabled American vet. No, actually, I am. So, yeah.
So, what's an example of something that that you would handle there for somebody?
Right here in Manchester.
You can pull that mic up a little bit, Sandy. I just want to make sure we can.
So
hear you
here
clearly.
in Manchester, the high schools engage in segregated education. So students with disabilities frequently do not have access to general education curriculum, which prevents them from graduating with a real high school diploma, which does not set a good stage for being work ready or job training or post-secondary education ready. So the Manchester chapter of ABLE New Hampshire is very excited to be applying. We're building relationships with stakeholders who care about public education and starting to highlight that students touched by disability deserve to have access to general education curriculum so that they can be poised and staged for success in adult life.
But are you a statewide organization or national or what?
So we're a statewide organization. We have 8 chapters across New Hampshire, and we also have 3 statewide task forces. So we connect families.
Yes.
We inspire communities to act on their own behalf to see the changes they want at a very local level. And then we also influence public policy because we educate legislators.
One of my sisters had moved to Amherst. She had her son was Down syndrome, and then she adopted 2 special needs children, and she found that for their education needs, it'd be better in Amherst.
Right, and so ABLE New Hampshire is really concerned with the idea that across New Hampshire, all school districts should have equity in access to general education for students touched by disability. But we also are a hyper-local control state.
Right.
So we have to work with individual school boards, and the only way to do that is to actually organize families who are frustrated or isolated or who don't understand fully the complicated laws, or that they can that they actually have a voice and that they can push back.
Yeah.
And so we're a community organizing organization. We like to help people to understand that each of us is a leader in our own way, and we provide technical skills and training, and and we're ferocious.
Yeah.
Have you
ferocious.
Met with the mayor yet?
We did indeed meet with the mayor.
Mayor just correct.
It was a lovely meeting. She really understands special education and what's going on for students with disabilities, and we are really hopeful, based on all the meetings we've had in Manchester with people who have power to change this existing inequity. We're encouraged, and we also understand that changing Manchester School District is not something you can snap your finger and take care of in a year. But we feel confident that we are going to definitely hold to account the power stakeholders in the equation here, and we feel pretty good that people understand that that this must change, and Manchester School District really can only get better.
Yeah.
Well, Sandy, so we won't keep you, but is there a website or somewhere people should be going online to look at? ablenh.org. I'll say that again, www.ablenh.org. That's where you can find us. All right.
Thanks
And
so much.
Absolutely, yeah.
Jim O'Connell, I'm sure, who has a television show. I have a public access TV show, and you're welcome to come after the primary because it's going to be politics for that. We're a show that focuses on national and international politics. But Jim O'Connell, I'm sure he's talked about it, and we can arrange. You can come half hour on him, then half hour on my show.
That would be great. Yeah, I appreciate that. Again, my name is Lisa Bodwin.
Oh, I called you Sandy. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And
we were on Sandy Hicks's
that's
show.
That's what I was
upstairs.
thinking.
Who are you with?
Sorry.
Who are you with?
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I am fourth, but when Friday, I am with her.
All right. Well, very good.
Thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you both
that
for coming
was fun.
in. Yeah, great. All right. We're going to take a quick break. Actually, I'm going to play a song because I got a lot of requests for this. Dave Colapinto who was on with us last week, specifically mentioned how much he loves this little Warren Zevon parody by YouTuber Rocky Mountain Mike. So we'll give this a listen, and then we'll come back. More Matt Connarton Unleashed in the afternoon. We are live on WMNH 95.3 FM. This is, if you didn't hear this yet, pay attention. You'll like this a lot. If it'll play. Oh, here we go.
He went home with the porn star the way he'd always do. How are we to know he'd get with the Russians too? They were peeing there in Moscow, and Cullen's in on this. His lawyer bumped some money, yeah, to get him out of this. Woo! He's the president's own fixer, and somehow he got stuck between that Trump and some hard time, and he might just be yes, he's down on his luck. Yes, he might just be he's talking with Stephanopoulos. He's a desperate man. Trump's lawyer needs some money. The head's not a fan.
There you go. His lawyer bumps some money by YouTuber Rocky Mountain Mike, who does a lot of really great song parodies. That was for you, Dave Colapinto, if you're listening. Yeah, Dave's a lawyer, but yeah, he really he joined us last week for a segment. He's from the National Whistleblowers in Washington, D.C., and he commented how much he really likes that. Hello to Ben Dion, host of the Weekly Dion, which you can hear Thursdays at 6 p.m. Immediately following this show. Nope, he's just in the Facebook live chat. Heidi Hamer joins us, as well as Chris Rose. So, hello, everyone. I've got a story here. I actually found this on the, I noticed this on the Facebook page of the Honorable Gary S. Hopper, and I was intrigued. Kind of a positive story. From MSN.com, identical twins run for U.S. office for rival parties. This is really cool. Twins Monica Sparks and Jessica Ann Tyson are identical in almost every way. The African-American sisters running for local office in the U.S. state of Michigan forged an unbreakable bond during a childhood tarred by abuse. They wear the same white dress and even finish each other's sentences. But their choice of jewelry, a blue flower pin for Sparks, a red one for Tyson, gives away the one key thing separating the 46-year-old women.
Are you saying that they're conjoined Siamese twins?
No, I didn't say
I
that.
thought they were conjoined. They were Siamese twins. That would be something. You know, you haul yourself down to register. And then you know.
That would be quite a sight.
My friend Peter Stoller, who occasionally comes on the baseball show, he's a journalist from Massachusetts. He's totally into conjoined twins.
Yes.
Well, let's stop that.
So is that
he does have a wife and family.
Is that like a fetish, or what do you mean?
Did you ever read Geek Love? It was a great novel.
Well, if it's about conjoined twins, I have no intentions of ever reading it.
Yeah.
Not to judge. You know, we're all Americans, but
I tried to pitch that to the Canadian actress. Mila Jovovich would have been perfect. as the conjoined twins.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. She was rather fearless at the time.
It's the role she was born to play.
Although she was a little too skinny.
Well, that would be a problem because she has to be too. Sparks is a Democrat. Tyson is a Republican. They say they are proof positive. Proof positive that political differences can be overcome even in an increasingly polarized America. Hello to John Zajac, who joins us in the Facebook live chat. He says, LOL. Quote, it just baffles our mind why people hate each other. Mothers aren't talking to sons. Fathers are disowning daughters.
Ex-mayors are,
according to Tyson, in a joint interview she did with the AFP with her sister. By the way, so something I notice, and I don't know if this is, I notice odd things that most people don't notice, but the first sentence, she says, it just baffles our mind why people hate each other. She doesn't say minds, plural. She says mind, singular. And I just wonder if that's a twin thing. Like if she were talking about her, she and someone else, would she say it baffles our minds? But because she's talking about herself and a twin, she says it baffles our mind, singular, because, subconsciously she thinks of it singularly. You know what I mean? As twins often will. But it's one of those odd things that only I would notice or care about or wonder about.
I'm disappointed that they're not conjoined twins. To me, this story's meaningless. If they were Siamese twins, using a racist term, I admit it. Because, I'm a bigot, but for the left.
Right.
And
yes, of course you are.
That used to mean something until the Al Franken scandal.
Right.
And,
ruined everything, yes.
And, they're identical. So what?
Yes.
So what?
Sparks says, we are not going to let this come between our family.
Why? Is the whole family a Democrat?
I don't know.
Oh, the Red Pleiadians, the Nordic aliens that control the Illuminati and everything, and pretend that we all blame the blue Pleiadians. I bet they're behind this.
Well, I think it's obvious.
We get Norm. Is Norm on today?
Either them or George Soros, one or the other.
Is Norm on today?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. He's on right now.
Could we? My feud with Norm's over, but
you should go up and crash his show and ask him.
I don't know if he'd want to talk about the Red Pleiadians that supposedly don't exist.
Maybe he'll take a 5-minute break from his show, let his co-host handle it. He could come down and tell us.
Who is the co-host of Norm's Community Corner?
He's got like a rotating thing going.
Rotating?
Yeah, it's like a whole bunch of people. So
Red Pleiadian really kicks in and the person starts rotating. I saw it at one of the local
I can't
bistros several years ago.
I have a weak stomach. I can't look at things like that.
Or was I spinning as I hit the floor?
Well, that could be as well. Sparks and Tyson live in neighboring electoral districts in the Midwestern state, part of the country's traditionally Democratic Rust Belt that, against all odds, helped Donald Trump win the presidency.
Is it Pittsburgh, New Hampshire? We were supposed to go up and drive up there, and we'd claim that little strip of disputed land for the country of Amoskeag, or what? Amoskeag, one or the other. Now, wouldn't it be? Just think, conjoined twins like Glenn R. J. Ouellette, born between both countries, and then they live in a shack that crosses the international border.
You're burying the lead. Glenn R. J. Ouellette's a conjoined twin?
He was.
I didn't know that.
He was telling me about his circumcision yesterday. I asked him to desist.
Because he made a comment to me one day on the show about not being half the man he used to be, and I didn't know what he was referring to, but he's a conjoined twin.
He started talking about a multifoliate rose, and I said, oh, geez, I don't want to go down that path.
Right.
Then we talked about his vacation plans.
Hello to Brian Brody from All Natural Being in the Facebook live chat. Brian's your buddy.
Yeah, I think he's going snorkeling in Sri Lanka.
Brian is, or Glenn R.J. Ouellette?
I can't remember because this skit's going on too long.
Yes. Each is campaigning for a seat on the governing board that oversees Kent County, which is home to 640,000 people and is the state's second most populous area after Detroit. I wish they were running for the same office. Like if they were each the nominee of their respective parties going for the same, that would be even better. I smell a reality show. That would be awesome. The primary election is August 7th, and Sparks faces several Democratic rivals, while Tyson is running unopposed for the Republican nomination.
Lucky her.
The twins say they agree on broad ideas. They both want to live a life of service.
They are broads. Oh.
I see what you did. Oh, careful.
I've been rereading some of the old detective fiction.
Jeepers.
Creepers, where'd you get those peepers?
There are a couple of dames. They both want to live a life of service and to reduce political discord. The rest, they say, can be negotiated. Sparks says, quote, "We need to start finding common ground, period, if we're going to get ahead as a society," unquote. Endorse my Democratic sister? Nope. Sparks and Tyson say they have been close all their lives, relying on...
All their lives? Where'd you learn how to say lives like that? Are you a Southern gentleman?
I was born in Mississippi.
Oh, too bad it wasn't Alabama, like Beauregard.
It's all kind of the same, really, to be honest with you. Trust me, I know. I was born there.
You might be right.
I think I remember Trump commenting that Alabama used to be a part of Mississippi, much like North Korea used to be a part of China. Sparks
and Japan.
Yes. Sparks and Tyson say they have been close all their lives. Well, maybe they were
Sparks
conjoined.
and Tyson? What are they? Got different names? Last names?
Well, yeah, they married.
They got married?
Yeah.
How did conjoined twins get married? What do you know? Where are they joined?
I think I don't think
shoulder, loins.
I don't think conjoined twins get married. That would be awkward.
The original Siamese twins, and bigot, of course, they got married. But of course, they were only joined by a thing of cartilage between their breastbones.
Would you marry a conjoined twin if?
Oh, she had a good income and a good sense of humor.
Oh, I was going to ask if they were hot
and didn't mind my neuroses.
Well,
which were legion. Don't mind, contacting the Blue Pleiades.
Right. Oh,
if they have to take me,
so as long as they take you as you are, you would.
I would,
You would do it.
Are you going to go on about this? We can't talk about UFOs and alien abductions. That seems to upset you.
What does?
Yetis don't seem to get along with aliens. Why is that now?
We don't like being probed. It hurts.
Particularly when you're so hairy.
Well, yeah, that's part of the issue.
Don't you shave the areas like your behind?
It'd be kind of nice if they would shave us before probing.
I have a thing I shave my head, but I also have one I bought years ago to shave my dog's behind because it was a poodle. And oh my God, you've got to shave their behind, or it gets kind of funky.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
And
that's why we have cats. Cats are self-cleaning. It's wonderful.
Who's going to clean the cat box? One of my sisters is going away. I have to do that.
I didn't say cat boxes are self-cleaning, but cats are.
Oh, geez. And I'm thinking, you just clean it. Yeah, you can shave your head with it. Who cares?
Clean it and shave your head.
Shave the poodles behind. Nobody came back for the underpants, by the way. They're still there.
They're still in your
bushes. Yeah. I think Heidi might have thrown them back.
You know what they say? A bird in the hand is worth some underwear in the bush.
Oh, indubitably.
I think I said that right.
Oh, it's so nice. Nobody's coming to my house anymore on this endless political campaigns. Because the underpants kind of keep them away, I guess.
Well,
they are big briefs.
Oh. Born in 1972 to
we're still talking about that.
To a heroin-addicted mother in the state capital of Lansing, they were sent to a terrible foster home at the age of 5. Sparks says they were abused emotionally, physically, sexually, and Tyson remembers her sister rummaging through trash cans looking for food. Quote, "We went through a lot of abuse together, and together we got through," unquote, says Tyson.
We're in this together. Isn't that Rich Girard's old motto? In this together?
What?
Well, I was gone for a long time. I only came back when he was the flower pot maven. Didn't he used to, when he started out, after, he failed to defeat Bob Baines in a mayoral election, didn't he have the motto, "In this together"? Wasn't that his campaign slogan?
I didn't know he even ran for office.
Well, the guy that we met that had wrapped him up in the, what do you call it? Saran wrap at Alexander's supermarket. He told us that story. Where you bombed out of your skull that night with endorphins and serotonin after being probed.
I don't know about any of this. I just know I used to buy flowers from him. That's all I know about the
with
guy.
Norm, with all the things that go on a Norm set, which, believe me, There is a lot of stuff that goes on.
There's a lot of stuff going on there right now. It's incredible.
Geez, if you don't think Norm's real, you're a damn fool.
He's real. The girls eventually were adopted by loving parents who instilled in them a sense of civic duty.
That's what matters.
As adults, they have volunteered for various causes, served on their school board and other local agencies while running small businesses.
This sounds obnoxious. They sound obnoxious.
They sound like overachievers, and personally, I hate that.
No wonder why people vote for Trump.
I was raised to be
rich,
just good enough. You know, that's what my parents taught me. Matt, you don't have to be good. You don't have to be great. You just have to be good enough. That's what I strive for with this show.
People love Trump because he hasn't any accomplishments except being rich.
He's good enough.
And Melania. Did she call in? I hear she called in the other day.
Well, she did.
How come she doesn't call in when I'm here?
That is a good question. Is she intimidated by you?
I'm intimidated by her.
Maybe Trump's
somebody told me that met her that she's very beautiful.
Maybe Trump's intimidated by you, and he is
I love
forbidden her to call.
Oh, come on in. Come on in.
That's who is that? I have no idea.
You want to get on the air? Who are you?
I work here.
Oh, you work here? Oh, so are you new?
Sit down. Throw a thing on.
I don't know if
we're trying to end this story about the conjoined twins from Michigan. They're not even conjoined anymore.
I don't know if he's allowed to because he works here.
I
don't know how that
you look
works.
kind of dirty.
We're not going to get you
the way those jeans come.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm very dirty. I just got off of work. Actually, I have to get back to work soon.
Are you a contractor?
Right. I was doing demolition.
Cool. Did you use dynamite?
Oh, you don't work here.
I do work here.
You do work here,
but I also do demolition.
Oh,
I'm trying to get that money.
We're not going to get you in trouble, are we?
No,
you been on the show?
Did you blow up the wall that we have up on Norm's show that keeps the aliens away and the disembodied spirits?
I wasn't that guy. I wasn't the one to blow that one up.
Thank goodness.
Because, they did. The Trump gave us the grant after he visited. We were talking about, I talked to Melania, and we finally tried to get that impermeable wall up on the 4th floor. Because, Norm and the psychics, they bring all these entities over. But it was such a botched job.
It's all
we just figured you were helping destroy it.
It's all very dangerous.
Do you have psychic abilities?
I don't know that yet.
Oh,
you don't know that yet.
I'm only 19. I'm still figuring myself out.
Oh my goodness! Now,
stay away from Glenn R.J. Ouellette. He might tell you who you are.
Ooh,
we don't like fortune tellers.
What's your name again?
Chris.
Chris, it's nice to meet you, Chris. And what do you do here exactly?
I film events, usually school events.
Gotcha.
Oh, you work for WMNH?
Well,
not. You work for Manchester Public Television, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Ooh, hello.
That's why I was concerned about getting him in trouble, but it doesn't sound like.
Use a fake name when you come on.
My name's
Bobby.
Butch and Bobby.
We had the guy
Butch and Bobby.
Butch and Bobby. We have conjoined twins here.
Are you a conjoined twin? Is that why the two names?
I can say I am if that makes the show better.
It does. It actually does.
We would like you to be conjoined of different parties and living in a shack that straddles 2 wards. Well, no, you want them to run against each other so you can be in the same ward.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's much better.
Wow.
Now if it was different countries that your shack straddled.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
How do you feel about coming in so far? Do you feel regretful? Are you kind of okay with it? How are you feeling at this point?
My life has been really just one thing after another recently. This just feels like it fits in.
That's what a lot of people tell me who've been on the show. I'll ask them afterward, did you have a good time or whatever? They'll be like, my life has just been one thing after another, and this was the next thing. And it's like, okay. And I take that as a positive.
Have you met Norm?
I've not.
He might give you a good reading. He might, what? I have some psychic ability, which you can testify to.
He does.
You've got a speeding ticket in your future.
I don't even have a car, so that's exciting.
It's in the future.
I'm going to get a car.
It's in the future, though.
You can have my car.
It could be
at the shop. That's why I'm on today.
Would it be your ticket if I speeded in your car?
Sped is the word.
I'm sorry.
I used to be an editor at Oxford University Press in New York City, which sponsors Jeopardy. Yeah. Yeah, sped.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for teaching me that.
If I have a hologram in my car, and it looks like a former mayor, so if indeed they capture me on one of those cameras, he gets the ticket.
Now, why do you not? Do you have your license?
I don't yet.
Oh,
that's why I'm
Jeez.
working 2 jobs here.
You're not even an
Oh.
American. We don't like people that aren't American.
Yeah, I mean, how would you? According to our president, you need an ID to buy groceries. How do you buy groceries without a driver's license?
I get my mom to do it.
Oh, I bet he's sulking around then buying groceries on the black market.
Do you buy groceries on the black market?
What groceries are available on the black
Well,
black
the people
market?
we follow, these people, these irresponsible people on welfare. Oh,
Mm,
yeah.
well.
These welfare queens. And they go, Joe Lavassa's talked about it, and they go down to the market basket with the EBT card, and they're getting king crab and everything. And then they're peddling it.
Yeah, but this gentleman's not. I mean, he's working 2 jobs. He's out there hustling.
I am hardworking.
Yes.
Though not American.
2 jobs.
You're not American.
No.
What are you?
Well, I don't have my ID. So
Oh, right. Yeah.
that's
you're,
a callback.
You're kind of like an un-American.
I'm feeling
Right.
nauseous.
Are you here illegally?
Where's
Apparently.
the American flag?
Oh,
Are you an
there's one
alien? Are
behind you.
you an
Yes.
alien? We were just talking about how the red Pleiadians, the Nordic aliens that control everything, pretend. All the blame is on the blue Pleiadians.
Are you a Palladian?
Pleiadians.
Palladian?
I've never done Pilates.
Good for you. I don't recommend
no,
it.
that has to do with Rome and the killing of Christ, and we don't talk about religion on this show.
Well, to be fair, though, that's how Madonna keeps in shape. At the age of 60, she still looks great.
Well, it
Kills
kept
Christ?
It kept
Pilates.
Pontius Pilate going for many, many decades after he killed God.
Pilates did?
Oh yeah,
Wow, I didn't know.
Pontius Pilates.
I thought Pilates were more
Did you ever
recent.
see the movie with Charlton Heston, or was that the one with Rod Steiger?
I prefer the Billy Blanks Tybo.
Hey, wrestling women versus the Aztec mummy.
It's a great movie.
Yeah,
It's a favorite.
Oh yeah.
And comic book. What are you into, Chris? It's Chris, right?
Yes.
I see. I'm paranoid about getting people's names wrong because we had someone on earlier.
I thought it was Bob and
I think her name was
Buzzy.
Lisa.
my
and
name
I
is
kept
Butch and Bobby.
Butch and Bobby. Yes, Butch and Bobby. Can I call
you're
you
on TV?
Can I call you BB for short?
Yes, you can.
It's just BB.
Baby.
BB. I'm not baby because that
Baby.
gets a little. I mean, I'm not.
We don't
that-
want to be heterosexist here. We've already had many problems.
Right. Yes.
We're comfortable with our masculinity.
Yes.
Particularly since mine's some kind of like Dunlop disease. Dunlopped over my belly's Dunlopped over my belt. But that's old age.
Well, hopefully BB
Kid,
is comfortable with your sexuality.
When you're eating the tacos at the
yeah,
Thirsty Moose.
That's not my business.
No, that good point. Good point.
It drops into your lap. With me, it drops onto this.
Oh, getting a little graphic there.
Jesus,
Oh my
Does
goodness.
that make it easier for you?
It doesn't really because I have to come to the radio station stain. The
Right.
human stain.
Yes.
But I admit it, I'm a sinner.
It's as though
Sinned many
you have
times.
embodied the human stain.
I'm very
Yes.
neurotic dealing with that. Oh, Vika says she's going to call it 5:15.
5:15.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can, yeah.
Have you ever spoken with a Russian?
Do you speak
I-
Russian?
I've spoken with a Bulgarian.
You
Oh,
have.
Jesus. They're the assassins.
Wow.
If you watch From Russia with Love with Sean Connery, which I just did, it's the Bulgarians that try to kill him.
Are you friends with Rusev?
I'm
Rusev.
not.
Oh,
Not me.
Rusev Crush. He's Bulgarian.
Oh, the mad Bulgarian?
No, he's
The vulgar
He's a
Bulgarian.
wrestler.
But he is a Bulgar?
Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
for real too. It's not just a character that he plays.
Romanians are nice. My neurologist is a Romanian.
My only problem with Romanians is they tend to be good at gymnastics, and as someone who's very
And-
clumsy, I resent that.
And lynching of dictators.
Right.
Yeah.
Whenever I see one of them like flipping around on a parallel bar or something, I feel as though they're mocking me.
A dictator?
Dictator,
Or,
the Romania,
yeah.
Ceausescu, Nixon's favorite Eastern European dictator.
Mm-hmm.
Well, after
Mine
Khrushchev.
too.
Are you from Manchester, New Hampshire?
I am.
Poor you.
Oh my! How dare you? It's a great place. I like it here. Do you like it here?
I am doing it.
You sound that's very diplomatic.
What high school did you come from, if you indeed? We have no prejudice against people that don't graduate from anything.
I came from the Manchester School of Technology High School.
Oh,
Which
very
is
good.
a sin because, I'm from West High, and they're always saying they're going to close it down because of that dump you come from.
Right.
Yeah, they should have thrown all the money at that.
So you graduated from there.
Yes, I
What did you study?
And then
Video production.
Oh, just
well,
like
that makes
that's why
sense.
I used
that's
to be
why
at
I'm here.
Central.
Yeah.
Wasn't that at Central when Peter White?
I have no idea.
Peter White, you should go on the morning show.
He may have been. Have you been on the morning show?
No, I've not rung in randomly in the morning.
Did Paul Cormier go through that too at Central? Is Paul
You're saying his name wrong. It's Paul Cormier.
Oh, Cormier, yeah. Are you part French Canadian or French Canadian?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, you're fraud.
My name is Monceau.
Well, we like it the anglicized way.
I thought your name was Bob and Butch or something.
Yeah, it's Bob and Butch Monceau.
Oh, right.
Mofo?
Mofo? Is that what you called him? How dare you, sir?
Oh, yeah.
He seems like a very nice man. I can't believe you would use a pejorative as such.
I grew up in a French-speaking neighborhood, but, I have a block against it. My mother wouldn't admit she was French-Canadian till we were in a restaurant, a Canadian-themed restaurant with a talking moose on the wall, and I can't tell you what she said when she had finally admitted she was French-Canadian after all those years.
Hello to
she F-bombed.
Hello to Amy Lascalzo
Alzheimer's.
Grimm in the Facebook live chat.
Hey, yeah, I was just at the Thirsty Moose. $4 margaritas and $2 tacos, which I'm wearing.
Hey, easy. This gentleman is 19. He can't be.
You can't drink at 19?
Well,
no wonder why you're
not legally.
No wonder why you're dealing with all those street crab legs, king crab legs.
Oh my goodness!
Is it hard to inject the? Let's not go there. We already talked about the pros.
Don't besmirch this young man's reputation.
We're good at that.
Well,
I'm the man that somebody sued, but we don't want to talk about him.
No.
I won.
Have you ever been sued, BB?
No, not
good.
Have you ever been divorced?
Yes.
Have you been married?
No.
Oh.
Divorced from what?
He fits in right here, doesn't he?
He does. You should come in more often.
You got to meet Joel the Moose Elber, a third moose.
Well, perhaps he has.
Talking mooses. What do you think of animatronic mooses and critters that they have? When
I don't think
mooses.
I don't think mooses is a word.
Were you ever savaged by? Yeah, it is Meese. He was once the Attorney General, in fact.
Edwin Meese.
Well, we had a robotic president in Reagan, so why not a robotic moose for Attorney General? It's got to be better than the ass we have now. But were you ever taken to the Holocaust, known as Chucky? Oh, well, we won't say it on the air. But a place where they take you and blah blah blah, and there's these like Elvis
and the
stuff.
coins.
Did you? I had to go there many times with the kids.
The kids. And the pizza. The cardboard.
Ooh, I like pizza.
Oh.
Not that pizza.
You like
you're right. Not
he
that
likes
pizza,
the
you're
type
right.
of pizza made by lesbian witches being dealt out of Washington, D.C.
That's the best pizza.
Why it was, I don't know why,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Do you believe that Hillary Clinton is a lesbian witch? Baby-killing witch that owns a pizza parlor?
Absolutely, and that's why I would have voted for her.
You didn't vote?
I couldn't.
You said you're 19.
I'm 19 now. I wasn't in 2016. I'm a math major.
What year is it? I have PTSD. I don't even know what day it is.
It's the year of our Lord, 2018.
If you watch, I'm with Moose. We're trying to get to Fenway Park. Of course, I'm with Moose. And he's saying, we're supposed to go left. I don't know left from right anymore.
Well, that's really kind of
thank God I'm not a conjoined twin. Huh?
Wow, yes.
So you went to whatever it is.
So but that's good though that you're working in the field that you went to school for. Do you plan to go on to college or what?
Yeah, I am. I'm in college. I'm at UNH.
Oh, you are? Wow. Okay. So you're at UNH right now, and you're working 2 jobs.
Yes.
You're a hardworking guy.
I'm doing my best.
No, that's great. That's great. A lot of people are lazy. You're clearly not lazy.
I'm lazy.
Are you?
Why do you think I got so fat?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, don't get lazy.
You'll get
then
fat.
You don't make any money.
Yeah.
And then the dames. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You'll be. I got into all this. I thought I was going to finally get. And then, nope. After 4 or 5 years. Can't remember how long it's been.
Wow.
Except for when me and the boys were with the lesbians that night at that bar. But that didn't work out for any of us.
Well, I wouldn't think that it would.
Neither did I, but you can always hope, right?
Now, what are you majoring in at UNH?
Math.
Okay. Oh,
Math.
right. Yeah, you said that you're a math major. Yeah.
That wasn't just a bit.
Right. Oh.
Math.
I'm terrible at math.
Are you Russian?
I don't know that yet. I'm
Russians
still figuring myself out. I'm only 19.
Russians were excellent at math because
he could be Russian.
It didn't take any computers, which they were using for something else. Theoretical mathematics. You're just there with the board. They were geniuses at, or like chess. Anything that didn't take a lot of money.
I'm terrible at math. I failed college accounting the first time I took it.
Why are you taking math?
Maybe I'm a masochist. masochist. Maybe that's it.
Do you play chess?
Not a lot.
Can you model 3D in your head when you see the? No, honestly, with the formulas.
I don't know.
I couldn't do that.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you look at the formulas. It took me till I was almost 50 years old, and then it's like you realize what Pythagoras and everybody did. They can create like 3D modeling in their head, and you can move the model around and everything. Yeah, I was studying somebody's grimoire, which is black magic, and John Dee's and all that. So
have you studied?
I didn't want to go too far because then I'd got sucked into by one of the 4 pillars that hold up the universe.
Have you studied anyone's grimoire? Forgive me if that's a personal question. I realize we're just getting to know you.
Yeah, that's very personal.
Yeah,
I don't talk about any of the grimoire I've studied.
No.
I use my grimoire to hold up the couch in the sun parlor that kind of that broke after the flying squirrels.
I didn't know you could do that with a
grimoire. Still haven't paid me for.
Right. Wow, that's.
I've been propping doors open with mine.
With your grimoire?
Yeah. You have big feet.
Do I?
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
I have problems with
You know what they
perspective.
say about those guys?
I don't
big
believe
feet,
it.
big shoes.
Yep.
That's what I've always heard. Yeah.
When's Glenn coming?
I don't know. I don't know
he
if
knows
Glenn
many
is.
things.
Have you met Glenn R.J. Willett, the People's Mayor? Surely you have.
He's a polymath.
Oh, I wish I did.
I've
been dreaming of it.
He's been dreaming of you.
Who, Glenn R.J. Willett?
Do you think?
At one time, he seemed to like me a bit. I have a big gay following.
Oh, yeah?
Have you ever been to Abu Dhabi?
Gay dudes love me.
No.
They like Joe Kelly Lavassa, too.
Well, it's what happens when you're adorable.
Joel and I were driving by when he's putting up a sign and bending over. So Joel yells out, nice,
right?
Hindquarters, but, the vulgar word for it. That
Yes.
we can't use, 'cause it's only 4 to 6.
Right.
And he said, and Joe Lavassa, without even looking up, says, thank you. So we stopped and we talked to him. He says, oh, I get it all the time.
Does
Joe's gay bait. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens.
You know Joe Lavassa, don't you?
No.
He's your alderman. He's all of our aldermen.
He
I
is.
should know that.
He's the alderman of our hearts.
Well, not my heart. We've had a breakup.
Haven't you? You haven't made up?
No, it had something to do with the pizza, but we won't go into that.
Oh, right.
I brought Joe a cup from the Ronald Reagan Library in Simi Valley, California.
Yeah.
I had to evacuate my bowels, and rather than go to the 76 station, I said, why don't I just go there? It was kind of like Hemingway-esque, his worst novel, Across the River and Into the Trees, where the colonel goes to where he was wounded and evacuates his bowels.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very Hemingway-esque then.
Obviously.
Although it was inside the museum.
Yeah.
And when the Hamers went there, I says, oh, you just go into the gift shop, and you can go right into without paying. Although I didn't go in.
Wow.
Wasn't a Reagan fan.
Right.
Although I sent him messages. That's actually true. Yeah.
You sent messages to Reagan?
Well, the President of the United States. Whether that it was.
Well, you were in the military at the time, right?
Oh, yeah.
Coded messages then.
Yes.
Why don't you join the military?
I don't know. That's a big question. Why didn't I do a lot of things?
Air Force or Coast Guard? 'Cause I guess that's military.
Life is full of shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
I don't recommend joining the military. What with that whole potentially going off to war
I
thing.
wished I hadn't.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? I'm glad I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I was having flashbacks yesterday.
So what's your long-term plan? Like, what do you want to do when you graduate college? Or
Flash
do you
forward.
know yet? Yeah,
Oh.
flash forward.
Man. We're getting into it, aren't we?
Well,
if you don't
waiting
know,
for a Russian.
there's nothing wrong with at the age of 19 not knowing. But
I think that's the answer. I think it's a big old pile of nothing.
Right.
In Vietnam, the average age of a soldier was
19. No. I remember that song.
Yeah, I was visiting my.
Do you know
father.
that song?
No, but I mean,
19.
it seems like an opportunity for me.
We were all. It was just a laughing.
What does to go to Vietnam?
To be a Vietnamese soldier.
Oh, I think
well,
you'd
no.
have to be Vietnamese though, or how does that work? Like, don't you have to be Vietnamese to be a Vietnamese soldier?
You know who you
Does
met?
that have to happen?
I think so.
You know my friend Larry.
Can you be Vietnamese? Your friend, I met your friend Larry.
He's in Vietnam now. He's finally getting over.
And is he Vietnamese? Did he become Vietnamese?
No, you remember what happened. He was a combat veteran.
Because I know you can turn Japanese because there's a song about it. I
Right.
think I'm turning Japanese, but I don't know if you can turn Vietnamese.
I have a Vietnamese friend. I'll see if he can teach me. He can tutor me.
Maybe it's contagious. Maybe he can do like a Vulcan mind meld with you, and then you'll be Vietnamese, at least in your heart.
I think in my heart I always have
Open your
been.
heart.
I just want to prove it to everybody else.
Right. Well, there's an opportunity for you there.
Joe Levesque didn't enjoy that part of Joyce Craig's inauguration speech where she actually, the rabbi channeled Dr. Spock. Or is it Mr. Spock?
Oh, I thought you meant when she spoke in Vietnamese.
Wow.
That was my favorite
we didn't
part.
Even know what you said.
Right.
But,
Right.
you know, Vietnam veterans go back to Vietnam because the Vietnamese are very forgiving because they figured they were victimized by the same system as they were. But it's very hard for them to go. But it's a very healing thing. So Larry finally went. There's a colonel. We should get him on the show that organizes it because, you know, that's where I grew up and probably you too. The shadow of this hideous failure for nothing.
Is your friend forgiving? Your Vietnamese friend?
He's forgiven me.
Now he's must be like second. Is he second generation? Did his
No, he's
parents
first generation. He lived in Vietnam.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
We have a listener who called. This is for real. Who
for real?
For real. Who
None of
goes
this
to
is real.
Vietnam occasionally to teach Vietnamese children how to speak English.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect time. Oh, you're too young for that.
He
That's
doesn't.
the Coca-Cola commercial, 1970.
He doesn't teach them to sing. He teaches them to speak English.
And to drink. Everybody wants
Baby
to drink
steps.
Coca-Cola.
I don't know if that's true.
He used to be.
Oh, do you drink Coca-Cola?
No, not since the accident.
Well,
We love
oh my.
accidents.
Tell us about the accident. What
I
happened?
used to be 6'3" until the accident.
That's true.
Well, I was before I drank Coca-Cola, and that's the accident.
So the
it stunted my.
I snorted it.
It reversed my growth.
Right.
It can happen.
How tall are you now?
6 foot.
Oh, okay. Right.
Oh,
6 feet.
Pipsqueak.
Yep.
I used to be 6'5", but I found it inconvenient getting into certain types of cars, so I had some vertebrae removed, and there's still some discomfort from that, but it was worth it.
Yeah, particularly, it didn't cost very much when you went down to Nicaragua for the surgery.
No, I went to Costa Rica. How dare you?
Oh,
Nicaragua. I wouldn't go. Like I'm going to go to Nicaragua for surgery.
That's what he told. Well, you don't have an insurance.
I'm going to go to I'm going to go to some third world hellhole for surgery. No, I went to Costa Rica. It was great. Right on the beach, they did the surgery. It was fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They had to hose me off after because of
You
the
sure
sand.
it wasn't Belize?
No.
Now that sounds like a vacation.
Yes, it does.
We've had Ambassador George Bruno from Belize on the show.
Yes.
Has he been on the radio show?
He is not.
Oh.
I've interviewed him on television.
He always
but
thinks
never
that
on the
Joel's
radio.
going to be there, but Joel isn't. I inveigle him with Joel, and then Joel said, "Oh, he just didn't show up, Ambassador."
Oh.
Should you call an ambassador, even though they aren't ambassador? Should you call them by their rank? I mean, when you meet
Why
Bill
not?
Clinton, you call him Mr. President.
I think you should call people.
I
by
was
their rank.
bear hugged by Hillary Clinton.
Bear hugged.
Oh yeah, went all over the world. That's actually true. Yeah,
bear
I lost
hugged you?
all my campaign finances. All my friends were Bernie. Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Maybe that was the time when I was with Huma and let's not get into the Debbie Wasserman Schultz story.
Oh boy,
That's actually true.
I don't like hearing that story.
I
It
was
makes-
with Hillary.
It,
She didn't bear hug me.
it makes me blush.
Yeah, the DNC.
All right, with that, boys, I really gotta go.
All right,
I'm going to
Chris.
Walmart to pack some boxes.
Oh, for what?
Yep. I don't know Walmart. I don't know at all. I'm just working a double shift. They
Oh, you
just
mean you're
asked-
working there? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you at the Walmart with the transgendered person that?
Probably.
Oh, okay.
Great.
I can only hope.
Are they Vietnamese?
No.
Well, we'll see.
Oh, good. Okay.
We'll see. I'll be packing some boxes with them.
Well, Chris, it was very nice to meet you.
This was fantastic.
Don't be a stranger. You fit in great. Pop in anytime.
Thanks.
We have to
I
get
will.
permission if he actually works for Manchester Public Radio.
Well, he doesn't seem to be worried about getting in trouble. So.
I don't know. He could really let his hair down, Then
Yeah.
we're all in trouble.
Yes.
And Glenn could be on. There could be a real hullabaloo.
A hullabaloo? Oh, my goodness.
I didn't mean to get you guys sued.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Jeez, let's not go there.
Yeah, that's always awkward when that happens. Well, all right, Chris, we'll let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll see you again.
All right, great. All right.
Oh, jeez, look at it. We'll blame it on Lanny and Scumpy.
That's right. All right, thanks, Chris. All right, well, that was delightful. Here, let's take a break, and we'll play a little song to seg you or Segu, or however John Hopwood says it, into the next hour. Here you go.
Vietnam seemed like just another foreign war, but it wasn't. It was different in many ways, and so were those who did the fighting. In World War II, the average age of the combat soldier was 26. In Vietnam, he was 19. 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 19.
The heaviest fighting of the past 2 weeks continued today, 25 miles northwest of Saigon.
Started playing. I grabbed that from YouTube. That was Paul Hardcastle was the name of the artist. I think that was probably his only hit, right?
Oh, the artiste.
Yes.
We all laughed at it when I was in the army.
Did you?
Serious stuff.
Yeah.
Disco,
Yeah, but I think it was well intentioned though on his part. I don't think he was trying to.
You think anybody listened to it?
Well, that was a huge hit. I mean, that was all over the radio at the time.
It was. I was in Germany.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was a youngin, but yeah. This is Matt Connarton Unleashed in the afternoon, and John C. Hopwood. You have someone calling us at 5:15. Is that correct?
Yeah, she should be calling any time.
5:15 p, as they say in the business. They don't say p.m. anymore.
You
they
sure
say
she's
p.
not already called? Where's the light?
I haven't seen the light. There's the light. I have not seen the light flash.
I saw the light. Wasn't that Hank Williams Sr. song? His lonesome, one of the lonesome
You know, I'm actually going to kill the Facebook Live video and restart it because I just got something from Facebook. I forgot to mute the